hope we can make an impact by breaking down the stigma around suicide and suicide awareness and prevention and all that, because it's pretty stigmatized. A lot of people are, I want to say, gatekeeping about like suicide, and like for the longest time all I've heard is, you know, this person doesn't deserve to be suicidal because of this. This person shouldn't be suicidal because of this. And just like also the whole, bothering someone with it, I want to break that down because it's never, you should never feel like you're burdening somebody by talking about how you feel. And like the feeling already is a lot for a person. And so having someone tell you that you shouldn't feel that because of some reason, or that this person is more than that person, has always just, you know, felt wrong to me. And so I hope to be able to break down the I almost want to say the gatekeeping effect of it, because there is a lot of that. There is a lot of people who feel that queer youth should not be suicidal because they have resources, but some queer youth don't have resources, and that's also what I want to help with. I want to be able to be one of the resources that someone can go to.
I think the most moving thing for me is when we're able to have an open space for people in the community to come join us and have the same kind of discussions that we have in our speak meetings and engage with us. I think that's when I feel the sense of community the strongest. And it really moves me that other queer youth feel the same way, that like they're being given a space where they feel comfortable and safe, because it's not that doesn't happen often enough here. There's so many issues within our local school systems, and I know that a lot of the queer youth in my area don't feel safe or comfortable expressing themselves at school or even just existing. And a lot of them have to struggle through so much like persecution and bullying from their peers. So it's just really, it feels really empowering when I see those kids going through that, being in a space where they're having fun and they aren't worried about anything.
If I was 14, 15, or 16 and I learned that there were other queer black and brown kids going through what I was going through and sharing the same emotions that I was going through, then I probably wouldn't have felt as alone as I felt, and I probably wouldn't have been as suicidal as I was, right? And so I think that that's literally what we've created with Speak. I think we've given folks an opportunity to come together weekly, bi-weekly, to remind them like, yo, you're not in this by yourself. And even if your parents and your family are dismissing what you're saying around what's going on with you emotionally, know that we're here to validate that. We're here to hear you. We're here to see you. We're here to understand what you're going through. And so I think that's what I envision with that idea of community, right? This idea that you're not alone in your struggle.
It makes me feel a lot better because I have had friends and I still have friends that go through a lot of stuff like this. And I never really knew how to like navigate it. I just did what any kid would rationally do and say, "Oh, wait, just stay alive," instead of helping them through the stuff. And now that I learned a bunch about it, it has helped me save one of my friend's lives because he was really struggling, and he said he's really thankful that I went to this program.
I feel like a community has developed a lot out of this. Um, Within RPYA and outside of it, within my own family, within my friends and stuff. Like even they have started talking about it more, and I've seen, like, I've told some of my friends, um like sometimes we'll have conversations about our siblings or something, and then I'll tell them, like, like if they're really struggling mentally, like you should check in, or like this is what I've learned from my fellowship. Um and then here's like resources that you could use. And it's just kind of been like a, what is the word? I want to say butterfly effect. Yeah, so it's just kind of a domino effect of like having the tools and the knowledge that I have. It's kind of allowed me to relay that on to other people.
I am a member of the Shishangna Tongva Gabrielino band of Indigenous people. We are Indigenous to the IE, LA areas of OC, Riverside. And yeah, that's always been a part of my life. I've known, I'm a two-spirited person, and I've always known that I was queer from like a very young age. And my whole life has been that journey of connecting with like my two-spirit identity. And that's really what led me to speak. I've dealt with experiences of my own with suicidal ideation, family members committing suicide, including uh, my older brother attempting to commit suicide and self-harm in general. And really, it's opened my eyes to the stigmatization that we have around the word suicide and what we attribute that to. And we don't look at the root of the problem. And it's scary for some people, especially adults, to even bring it up in conversation with their children, which is, it's sad because so many of us deal with it, and it's so hidden, like deep within our self-conscious.
I'd go with my middle school experience. That was like the worst time in my life. I have the scars to show for it, and I always get comments on them now. People are like, "What happened to you?" Because they're like really bad. Um, but middle school was terrible. I was religiously traumatized in middle school. I was like in the closet queer, and I didn't really know what I was, and I didn't know about the queer community that well. Like I knew of it, but I didn't. I would watch like those little BBC documentaries about like transgender kids, and I'd be like, that is so interesting. I never had any hate for anyone. I just like thought it was so cool, but I didn't know that I actually connected with it. And so during middle school, I felt really isolated because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I vibed with. I didn't know like where I was going, and I was just usually hurting myself most of the time, and it was really really bad. And like during that point in time in my life, I think I really could have used something like RPYA or like Speak or like Never a Bother to kind of show me like there is a community out there that you can fit into.
I definitely think the more we talk about it, the more it's gonna break this stigma that we should push it down and not talk about it. And I think the more we talk about it, the more the adults will realize that it actually helps to talk things out and not bottle it up. And I'm hoping that way parents and guardians and other people can have more of an open mind to talking about these hard topics.